Good evening, everyone. Today is Tuesday, July 29th, 2014. Starting off with the spiders. The spiders closed down 0.43%, down 85 cents on the day, closing below the 20-day moving average today. That is your blue line here. That sits at 197.39. Again, that is right here. So I do like the daily candle today. As you all know, I am still waiting for a close below this orange line. That to me would signal some more downside on the SPY. I am still holding my monthly puts on this, so I am bearish on this. A quick reminder: tomorrow there's a Fed announcement at I think 2 p.m. Eastern time. You may want to check that, but that could move the market tomorrow. So keep that in mind tomorrow when trading the spiders. Moving on to LinkedIn. LinkedIn closed up 0.98%. This made a high of 179.92. My level is at 182.43. I think LinkedIn will find short-term resistance here. But a quick reminder, this does have earnings on July 31st after the market closes. I think I have some levels here. There you go. In case this decides to move up, 196.79. If this decides to sell off, 166.40. Another level would be around down here in case this does decide to sell off. But keep those levels in mind on LinkedIn when this does announce earnings on the 31st. All right, moving on to Facebook. Facebook has been on a downtrend here after announcing earnings. This made an all-time high of 76.74. Today this closed down 1.62%, down $1.21. So I do see maybe some more downside. Maybe this wants to come back and fill this gap here, but we never know. So keep that in mind. I have no position on Facebook. Moving on to Yelp. Yelp is kind of boring here. There's a lot of resistance here at these moving averages. But Yelp does have earnings on the 30th. I think that's tomorrow. Tomorrow after the market closes. So I am providing some levels here: 80.58, 61.63. I'm personally bearish on Yelp just because of the chart. But earnings could move this either way. Let's zoom out a bit, see if I've got any other levels. Nope. So just keep those two levels in mind. Moving on, Twitter. This was the big one today. Twitter in the aftermarket, this did rally up to 52.48. I think that's the high this made. Let's take a quick look at it. So I'm going to turn on my after hour. There we go. So here you go. Twitter closed at around 38.50, and once this announced earnings, this made a high of 52.48. That's a monster move on Twitter. This was a 35 to 36% move in the aftermarket. If we look at the daily chart here, I'm interested to see where Twitter opens tomorrow. Like I said, this made a high in the aftermarket at 52.48, but I actually have a level here at 52.12. So keep that level in mind tomorrow. I'd like to see where Twitter opens, and if it does hold this 52.12 level. I've got another level at 57.45, but I will shoot another video explaining my 52.12 level in a later video, like I said. So will be watching Twitter very closely tomorrow. Next up here, let's move on to Netflix. Netflix closed down 0.9%. Not a lot going on there. I do have a level here at 408.50. I do think this should find some minor support here at 408.50. Moving on to, let's see here, IWM. The IWM closed up 0.27%. If you watched my Sunday video, let's look at the 10-minute time frame here. I'm going to turn off the aftermarket. All right, there we go. So if you watch the Sunday video, I gave out a level of 112.44 right here. This did come right into that level on Monday, pierced it, and so far it's had a decent bounce. Let's see here, intraday, it's kind of holding this line here. We'll see if that holds tomorrow, but since Monday, this has already bounced a nice 1.5% in 2 days. Not bad on the IWM. Long term, I am bearish on this. I do think you will have a lot of resistance up here at these moving averages. I do favor the downside longer term on IWM. This was just a small bounce here. I do have another level here at 110.60. Moving right on to IYT. Beautiful rollover. I talked about this one in an older video. I think on this date here on 7/25. I'm not sure. But yeah, very nice move to the downside. This broke my 147.92 level, and this closed below this downtrend, or I'm sorry, this uptrending lower line. So this one down here, this pivot low, and as you can see, this closed below that today. IYT closed down 1.31%, closing at 147.12 at the lows of the day. Keep an eye on this 50-day moving average tomorrow, this red line. Currently, that sits at 147.12. I do think you will find some minor support here on IYT tomorrow. Moving on to RSX. As you all know, this is an ETF that tracks the Russian market. I talked about this 24.37 level on Sunday. If we look at the 10-minute time frame here, so Monday this thing gapped down. There we go. Gapped down on Monday, moved up right into our 24.37 level here, this line here, closing at 24.34. Today this had a small gap down, moved lower, rallied back up into this 24.37 level. It did break it for maybe an hour or so, and then towards the end of the day, just beautiful sell-off. This may have been caused by the news that came out on Russia with the sanctions and all that. But I do favor the downside. I am bearish on RSX. I do have a level here at 22.88. I do think this is headed down towards that level. This one closed up 1.54%. My level sits at 19.65. So this is about $1 or so away from that. I'm not sure if this will get there, but keep that on watch. Next up, GDX. I am still bullish on GDX. If you look at the weekly chart, there we go. Nice inverse head and shoulder. We are trading above the neckline, making a nice bullish consolidation here. So there we go. That's kind of what I'm looking at here. So I like the pattern on a weekly time frame. I do favor the upside. I am bullish on GDX. I think this could visit this 31.30 level in the coming days or weeks. So keep that level in mind. GDX. Moving on. GLD. I am expecting for the GLD to make a move here in the next couple of days or weeks. My level here at 124.32, I prefer this 123.16 level. If by any chance gold could make a quick move down here, I would probably pick some up here at 123.16. Again, tomorrow the Fed announcement could move gold up or down. So keep those levels in mind, but I am bullish on gold long term. Looking at Google here, Google closed down 0.85%. This is still holding this line here, this uptrending line here. Still holding that. Today it did close above the 20-day moving average. I think a close below this yellow line here, and I do think Google could start to sell off. Let's see here, moving on to symbol SILC. I talked about this one on Sunday's video. I gave out a level of 26.45. If you look at the 10-minute time frame here, there we go. So 26.45. I gave that level out on Sunday. This made a move down towards it hit a low of 26.08, I should say. So I was off my level 26.45. This made a low 26.08. But either way, this has made a nice bounce. In 2 days, this has bounced about 4 to 4.5%. Nice bounce there on SILC. This closed up 3.2% on the day. I do see some more upside on this, so I am bullish on this short term at least. So I'll keep an eye on that one tomorrow. Let's see here. One more I'd like to talk about, Buffalo Wild Wings. This one had earnings after the market closed. A huge sell-off today. I do have this marked at 148.20. So you can see what kind of move this thing has made in the after market. Let's take a quick look here. Or I should say in the after hours. All right, here. Let's see. There we go. Big sell-off here. This made a high of 175.57 after market before selling off. Just big sell-off here. So I do have that 148.20 marked on my chart, on the daily chart. That just comes from the low here, 148.20. This thing looks like it stopped trading at 149.80 today. So I am providing a level of support at 146.60. Keep that level and watch tomorrow. And just in case, I've got another level here at 144.80. This is right at the 200-day moving average. This purple line here that currently stands at 144.75. So just 5 cents off of my 144.80 level. But first, let's see how this acts tomorrow at 146.60 if it decides to just move a bit lower from today's aftermarket price. So I'll be watching this one tomorrow just for a small bounce. All right, that's all I had for tonight. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good night, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Thank you.